Splendour is a festival where you can cut loose with your friends, all 42,000 of them.
Everything excites me about being at Splendour, the music, the food, just the atmosphere. I'm crazy, exhausting, tiring, but fun, very fun.
Very happy and cheery, and just lots of love everywhere.
Major artists from Australia and around the world play at Splendour over 3 days, held at these campgrounds north of Byron Bay. There hasn't been a fatal drug overdose in the 19 years the festival has been running.
There's a very rigorous planning process. We spend pretty much 12 months a year planning. It's our #1 priority. We have, a significant number of harm minimisation measures, but the fact remains that people are taking drugs.
How to prevent young people dying of drug overdoses at music festivals is a major dilemma, which is currently being considered by a New South Wales coronial inquest.
Well, because they're not going there to harm themselves. They're going there to have fun.
A New South Wales coronial inquest is examining the deaths of 6 festival goers, including Jen Ross King's 19-year-old daughter, Alex.
Alex didn't leave to go to this festival to not come home. That's not what they do. They don't think it'll happen to them, and in most cases it doesn't.
Alex Ross King died after Sydney's FOMO Festival in January, where she took almost 3 doses of MDMA, a stimulant commonly known as ecstasy. Her mother is on a mission to protect other young people.
Whilst I'm sitting here because of what happened to Alex, it's this moving forward. This isn't about Alex. It will always be about Alex for me and my family. But it's about everyone else's kids now. I can't change what happened to Alex, but I sure as hell can try and change it for someone else.
I'm going to show you this graph here, okay? So this is not my graph, this is a graph from New South Wales Health.
Jen Ross King has come to Splendour to watch a pill testing demonstration. Also in the audience is the woman running the inquest, Deputy Coroner Harriet Grahame, and plenty of concerned young people.
I have had friends dabble in it, and it does frighten me a little bit, not knowing if they're going to be safe.
That you've got a decision to make, but we're very clear that we can't guarantee your safety unless you're determined not to consume drugs. And who knows, we might persuade you, eh? So we're now seeing drugs on the market, or MDMA, that are 200 and 300 milligrams of MDMA. That is lethal.
Dr. David Caldecott is an emergency medical specialist and pill testing advocate who believes it should be trialled at music festivals around the country.
We use a system called medically supervised pill testing. We see it very much as a health initiative. So it's supervised by medical practitioners within the medical precinct. It's run in parallel with whatever law enforcement wants to do. So it's not one or the other. And a young person in possession of a sample that they're apprehensive about would present to us, and we would offer to test their sample and talk to them about what that sample meant for them and what the outcomes could be if they consumed it.
Jen Ross King believes if pill testing was available, her daughter would have used it.
She knew that information was power, and I think the problem that we have is that the kids think they know. They think they have the information. And look, I'll be honest, speaking to Alex's friends and all that sort of stuff, they do. They know a lot, but not enough.
David Caldecott has run 2 pill testing trials at recent music festivals in the ACT. He says when some young people were told their drugs could be harmful, they chose to safely discard them.
On the second trial, we saw a lot more clear-cut behaviour. They knew who we were, they knew what we stood for, they knew that we were representing health. So many more people, all of the people, for example, who identified N-ethylpentalone in their pills, discarded them in front of us.
Sunshades off, tickets ready, please.
Political opposition to pill testing remains widespread. Governments in Victoria and New South Wales have ruled it out.
Well, certainly evidence is important, but a huge proportion of Australia will be horrified that the state is going to step in and start testing pills in a place like a music festival that's ultimately meant to be drug-free.
Federal Liberal National MP Andrew Laming is here to debate the merits of further pill testing trials. He's a doctor and disagrees with medical bodies who have backed a trial, like the Australian Medical Association, because he thinks testing could give someone the confidence to take a dangerous drug.
There's very good evidentiary concerns around pill testing. There's indemnity concerns. One day, a tested pill will lead to a death. And at that point, we'll have a massive indemnity challenge in civil lawsuits because of the provision of information around a pill that can lead to an overdose death, even though it's pure MDMA. And that has yet to happen.
In the UK, a group called The Loop does on-site pill testing and sends out health warnings on social media. During the recent Parklife Festival, they tweeted a warning about a type of ecstasy pill that they found was 3 times the dose of a normal pill, and warning people to go slow and use smaller amounts.
We're living in a digital era where everybody is in touch with each other immediately. Of course they're going to pay attention.
Jessica De Croo is the co-founder of Splendour in the Grass. She says there's been a cultural shift towards drugs amongst her young audience, and policy must shift to keep up.
I'm curious as to why there was so many deaths in such a close time frame. And I think there is cultural change. You know, when I grew up, it was all about, having a drink. It wasn't about taking pills. And I think the reality is that there's a shift. People are choosing to drink less and take drugs. And so we need to be ahead of that cultural change and have a conversation and work out how we can make our young people safe.
Would you like to see pill testing be legalised at your festival in future years?
I support pill testing.
Stephen Barnes runs the busy medical tent during the festival.
We're now passing through the walking wounded zone, which we call fast track, where people who have twisted ankles and those sorts of things come. This is our acute care zone, which if anyone needs a little bit more, they get looked after in there. And then in here is our resuscitation area, where if someone is critically ill, we bring them into here.
Stephen Barnes says when someone comes into his tent with an MDMA overdose, medical staff must work quickly.
With MDMA, it can make your body temperature rise, and that's our concern, is that if it rises and it stays risen, then you can end up in a life-threatening condition. So our treatment plan focuses around reducing the stimulus and also reducing the heat in their body. So we have fluids that we can put through them, we've got ice packs, we've got fans that we can then use to cool that person down, and also recognising that they're in that state and making a rapid decision to send them off to hospital via ambulance.
The Coronial inquest has heard evidence Alex Ross King took extra MDMA because she was concerned about being caught by police at the festival entrance. At Splendour, her mother watched police and is worried about how sniffer dogs were used.
I believe in our police officers and New South Wales Police, and I believe they have a very important presence to be there. I found a couple of things confronting. One was one of the police dogs had honed in on a young girl, which I have to say I felt a little bit ill in my stomach. As a parent, looking at her, she's someone's daughter. And she may never even tell her parents that whatever happened afterwards, happened. She may, I don't know.
While Splendour has a close relationship with the local police, it's an area where they believe change is needed.
Personally, I don't support drug dog operations. I see a different behaviour. In our audience, I see anxiety around approaching large groups of police. It's not our decision to operate drug dog operations, and we do what we're told.
Most Australians would be horrified that we'd suspend the laws of the land just here at a festival. So no, they want that high police presence, as you'd expect in any other part of the community.
As the sun rises on the last day of Splendour in the Grass, organisers will be sighing with relief that despite having 18 people hospitalised mainly for non-drug related conditions, no one has died.
I think this is a health issue for our young people, wherever they choose to take drugs. In saying that, sticking your head in the sand and pretending that it doesn't exist is not going to change where we are now. We need to introduce harm minimisation messages. There needs to be an education program. There's a whole lot of work that needs to be done around what quite obviously is a serious cultural change.
Change isn't easy, but change is necessary, and I think that our politicians, and I say collectively, that they are out of date. I can't lose anymore. I've lost everything. I've lost my only child, and I have nothing else to lose. But I can't do that. So this isn't about me. This isn't about my parenting, how good or bad you think it may have been, how, stupid or smart or, intelligent or dumb or whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter, okay? This is about your kids, not mine.
Jen Ross King wants to wait for the findings of the Coronial inquest before she backs any solution. Her message is the current approach remains dangerous, and that's unacceptable.
It has to stop. It ends. Alex that's it. That's it. It ends now with Alex. But something needs to happen before the next festival season, because if it doesn't, it's going to be a hotter summer, and it's not going to end well. It really isn't. And if I can just say one thing, that I don't hold anybody responsible. Nobody's responsible. Alex is responsible. She's not here to take that responsibility, but I am, and I'm taking it, because as a mum, as a parent, that's what we do.